Today on Play to Win, LSU knocked off Alabama last week in the biggest win of the season. Now what? Our guys will weigh in on both teams' chances at making the playoffs. Also, the Dogs are still alive for the top four, but they've got to win on the Plains today to keep their championship dreams alive. And who are those guys in the Falcons uniforms dominating the Saints last week? It's all that and more on the fastest 30 minutes in television on football's Play to Win.
Today's show is being brought to you by your Georgia Drive Chevy dealers, Chevrolet, find new roads. This is It Barbecue and Atlanta Peach Movers. Welcome to football's Play to Win with Falcons All-Pro defensive end Chuck Smith, Falcons All-Pro offensive tackle Bob Whitfield, Play to Win expert Jeffrey the Edge Schechter, player medical and injury reports with Dr. Sadiq Al-Amin, Falcons All-Pro wide receiver Terrence Mathis, and your host, Nikki Williams. Today's hometown team report is being brought to you by Montlick & Associates. Our attorneys know what it takes to win.
Good morning, Atlanta, and of course, happy game day. Thanks for joining us, Chris Marlar.
Yeah, good to be back, guys.
What's up, Chris?
How are y'all?
Back in the house, Bob Whitfield, Terrence Mathis, and Chuck Smith. And of course, we had to bring Chris back because of all the rumblings around on the playoff poll that's been released. And I couldn't help myself. I wanted to get your thoughts on it.
Yeah.
We could take a look at the way things shook out after last week. Looks like Bama, number 5 on the outside looking in.
So last week when I said that was going to happen, it did. So I'm glad you brought it up. Yeah, this is, honestly, it's kind of interesting. I love that Georgia's at 4 ahead of Bama. They have a much better resume. Surprised that Minnesota's at 8 after that top 5 win against Penn State.
Surprise?
Yeah.
I see something surprising.
What?
Utah and Oregon. The last ditch for the
No
Pac-12 to stay in the mix, because they've been trying to push the Pac-12 teams out of the mix, and this is the last hope.
It's only 2 teams in the top 24 from the committee, what they did this past week. Guess what? Not one of those teams, Utah and Oregon, has a real quality win, in my opinion.
Yeah. And Utah has the least amount of Power 5 wins as well.
Right.
Pac-12 kind of played themselves out of that whole playoff race, but yeah.
Squirrely situation in Bama. If you're a Dog fan, what do the Dogs need to do to win?
So, despite what a lot of people online have said about these rankings, Georgia is ranked ahead of Alabama currently. So all they have to do is win.
Team. Yeah.
All they have to do is win.
Georgia scares me. I'll tell you what, they just scare me. You know, they ranked high right now. Are they looking past Auburn? Are they already looking at the SEC championship game? We know the history of Georgia. They always let you down at the end. I would rather for them be sitting 8 somewhere and then working their way up. I don't want them sitting in the catbird seat and having a chance for people to pick them off.
The last time Georgia and Auburn, they were in Auburn, they got destroyed. They got to get over them demons, because I'm going to tell you this, they got young receivers. This is a Georgia team that, let's be real, they've never played a defense like what they're going to see in Auburn. It's going to be interesting how the young guys handle this, particularly wide receivers.
All right, guys, still to come. It's the oldest rivalry in the Deep South. Can Georgia get a win at Auburn? But next, we'll talk about the ACC and Clemson taking on Wake Forest. Guys, stay tuned on football's Play to Win.
On or off the field, we all have rules to play by. But what happens after a serious car crash? When the insurance company won't play fair? At Montlick & Associates, we know injury law, and we know what it takes to win. After all, we've been winning in our field for over 35 years. If you've been injured, we're here to help. Simply dial #WIN from your cell phone for your free consultation. That's #946.
In the mood for a taste of the Old Southwest? Hardee's new Southwest Patty Melt comes with a hotter, juicier Black Angus thick burger, pickled jalapenos, melted pepper jack cheese, and zesty Santa Fe sauce. Yippee-ki-yay. Hardee's new Southwest Patty Melt.
This Black Friday, the gift you really want is at Nissan's Black Friday event. Save big on our tech-filled lineup, like Rogue with available Safety Shield 360 or Altima with available intelligent all-wheel drive. Hurry in now. Get 0% financing for up to 72 months on 12 models or save up to $10,320 on select models.
Need help waking up, cowboy? Well, say good morning to Hardee's Southwest Omelet Biscuit and Burrito. with cheesy eggs, bacon, and just enough jalapenos to make you sit up in the saddle. Pick up either for just $3. Now at Hardee's.
Today's SEC and ACC report is being brought to you by your Atlanta Nissan dealers.
Welcome back to Play to Win, guys. What do we think? Is this Clemson's last real test of the season? Wake Forest headed to Clemson, or is it just going to be a new term or new meaning, if you will, on Clemsoning?
You said last test. I'd say probably maybe first test.
It's not a
schedule
test.
They've had.
It's not a test at all. Clemson's not going to be tested. Let's put it in this perspective. They still Clemson. I mean, Clemson is Clemson. You know what I'm saying? So people keep talking about them when it comes to the rankings. And then when everybody sitting back, you remember when Kevin Durant in the NBA sat back and said, they questioned who he was. He said, I'm KD. Clemson sitting back saying, I'm Clemson. We Clemson, so no matter what, we have earned the right. We already know they're good, so we're going to be in that Final Four.
I'm 95% confident you said that same thing about Alabama last week, but that's neither here nor there. Neither here nor there. I like the analogy.
He just can't let it go, can he? That's early conversation in the other room, but nice comment.
That's why we keep bringing him back.
Wake Forest is formidable opponent for Clemson. I mean, this is a chance for a team to be a spoiler. And if I'm in that role, I'm going to be a spoiler.
I mean laugh too.
Yeah, that was like a laugh snort.
Yeah,
Let's look at the SEC matchups and see if anything's jumping out on here.
Well, we're looking at teams that shouldn't stay in the SEC in some of these matchups.
Kentucky and Vanderbilt fight to the death on that one.
Oh, yeah, and Mississippi State at Alabama. Alabama trying to get right again, and Mississippi State is in the way.
I'm looking at the Florida game. Florida at Missouri. Kelly Bryant's back. He had a hamstring. Missouri been putting hands. They beat Florida last year. It's going to be really interesting to see how Florida responds because this Missouri team, they score points. They got one of the best offenses in the Southeastern Conference. We're going to see how it plays out. Florida's got their ends back. Florida's got something to say about the last couple butt whoopings that they put on them.
Well, for me, it's LSU. It's LSU how they come back from the big win. Will be a letdown. That's the key right there.
That's a really good point. And plus, Coach O going up against his former, employer at Ole Miss. And the thing with Mizzou too, Mizzou's so much better at home. They're averaging 24 more points a game at home than they are on the road. So
letdown versus Ole Miss. Y'all let me down for even saying that, Chris.
I mean,
all right, let's send it over now to our college football showdown of the week.
Today's Showdown of the Week is being brought to you by AT&T. More for your thing, that's our thing.
It's game day, and it's Baylor, Oklahoma. 9-0 Baylor, 8-1 Oklahoma. Jalen Hurts, man of the hour. What do you guys think?
Talk about an undefeated team that won't make the playoffs. That's what Baylor is.
Number 13, that's where we're at right now, right?
They went down a spot after winning, which is tough to do.
Well, Baylor's not sexy. Right now, the eye test for Baylor, that's why ultimately Baylor is looked at differently than a lot of these teams, and they're going to have a hard time, moving up, because Baylor is Baylor. They don't look like Oklahoma, but this week, if they're able to take care of Oklahoma, they will look a lot different when it comes in the eyes of the committee come next week.
You really think?
The lack of sex appeal.
Yeah, the lack of sex appeal is Baylor's problem.
Yeah, and the brand name as well. I mean, if they beat Oklahoma, that'll be a big difference. But that strength of schedule is still 58th in the country. They haven't beat a team that's ranked at the time. There's teams that have been retroactively ranked after they played them.
And to me, that Kansas State loss Oklahoma had, it's an ugly loss to me because Kansas State, at that time, they weren't looked at as they are now.
And they were up by almost 4 touchdowns in that game.
Exactly.
All right, well, let's see how Jeffrey the Ed Schechter picks the game.
Baylor is undefeated. They win very ugly. They're very rough. They're very tough. And I think they can hang in with Oklahoma. Take the 10 with the home team Baylor Bears.
Thank you, Jeffrey. And yeah, Baylor's definitely going to have a big win if they've got a spread like this for Thanksgiving. Telly Anthony, VP of This Is It Barbecue and Seafood, walk us through what kind of play we got set up here.
Are we ready?
Oh, yeah.
We ready to win today.
Yeah.
We got turkey on the front line.
Oh, yeah.
We got the ham on the sideline.
Yeah.
We're pulling up on the rear. You know we're getting the quarterback seat.
Yeah.
It's the real deal.
That's that Hall of Famer.
You know that's the Hall of Famer right there.
Yeah.
But on the side, we got sweet potato soup.
Oh, that's
All right.
Macaroni and cheese.
Let them know.
Tater salad.
Tater what?
Collard greens.
Greens.
And we every season you got to have a new wrinkle in the offense.
What's the
Trick play.
Impossible meatloaf.
Oh, why is it impossible?
It's plant-based.
What? No meat. No meat.
Secret weapon right there.
I'm telling you guys, when you put all this together,
What you got?
it's a win.
It's a win.
And what's the name of this show?
Play to win. And it's never been easier to win.
Never been easier. It's This Is It.
This is
Guess
it.
what? Open Thanksgiving Day. Order online at thisisitbbq.com.
We love it. Delicious. We've got some eating to do, guys. But when we return, it's time for the Dog Report. How creative will the UGA offense be against the Tigers? Find out next on Football's Play to Win.
This Black Friday, the gift you really want is at Nissan's Black Friday event. Save big on our tech-filled lineup, like Rogue with available Safety Shield 360 or Altima with available intelligent all-wheel drive. Hurry in now. Get 0% financing for up to 72 months on 12 models or save up to $10,320 on select models.
Oh, I'm glad you found it.
Oh, we were just happy to get some time away.
You're the first couple to try our new bed and breakfast bundle. It's bed and breakfast in the same room. You wake up to the smell of coffee and bacon, made by a private chef, right there.
So we're sleeping in the kitchen.
Well, I'm sure you'll write it better than that for the review.
Stuck in a bad bundle? Get a great one. Bundle AT&T Fiber and DirecTV and get a $100 reward card. Limited availability may not be in your area. More for your thing. That's our thing. Call 1-877-ONLY-ATT.
Take one. Pat, what's more exciting than cooking a great holiday meal?
Eating it. Mr. Anthony, when can I dig into all this delicious food?
Pat, enjoy yourself. We can't dig into this yet. This food is for the commercial. We got to talk about the holiday packages.
Tell it, son.
Go to the house. Go to the house.
This is it.
Order your holiday meal right now at thisisitbbq.com.
Is that sweet potato pie?
I love that one.
I love it.
I love it.
It's easy to fall in love with a new Chevy.
I love this one too.
And this month is the perfect time to see why.
Wow. I love it.
That's my next truck. Find your reason to fall in love with a new Chevy and get a great deal all month long.
I love it. I'm gonna go buy a Chevy.
Get 20% below MSRP on all 2019 Silverado double cab pickups. That's over $97.50 on this Silverado. Or during the Black Friday sales event, get 20% below MSRP on other select 2019 models.
Today's University of Georgia Report is being brought to you by Beaver Toyota. We're here to wow ya.
Welcome back. We got a big rivalry going on today. Georgia headed to Auburn to take on the Ward Tiger Eagle I'd never know what their mascot is. But regardless, let's hear from the head coaches on their thoughts on the game today.
The matchups change. The schemes don't change a lot. They got really physical players up front. They strike blockers well. They play really hard, and they rotate a lot of guys that play in there. And they've proven that by how they played some really good offenses.
Statistically, I mean, they're doing things that hadn't been done in 20 years. So that tells you a lot. You really, until you actually play someone, you can actually answer that question a little bit better. But just looking at them on film and what they've done, it's been very impressive.
Both very highly complimentary of one another. Of course, the question hangs with Georgia's offense. How successful can they be on offense?
They can be very successful if they have a pass game coordinator that put together a scheme that can beat this defense. But at the end of the day, Auburn's defense, that front seven, is going to put pressure on Fromm. So I don't think they're going to be able to run the ball well. So they're going to have to throw the ball. And if you're going to depend on Fromm to win the game for you, hold on tight, and let's see what happens.
It's the best matchup between two units in the entire country all year. The Georgia offensive line versus the Auburn defensive line, both are the best in their country, respectively. But yeah, I agree with you. And Fromm, I think Fromm can do it. It's just like we talked about the Florida game. They have to call the plays to allow him to do it.
Well, I tell you this, Kevin Steele, Auburn's defensive coordinator, the matchup, what he likes to do, he's going to man up on the corners. Georgia has young wide receivers, and I think they're going to blitz. Until Georgia shows that they can throw the ball, I think they're going to use the blitz to stop the run. Kevin Steele's a name you want to remember this weekend, the D coordinator. Is going to put together a masterful plan. If Georgia's going to win, they got to figure out what Kevin's putting together.
run to open up that passing game of Georgia. So when you got Swift and all those guys, you can run to set up your passes. Just stay within your game plan. Don't get beside yourself. You know you got LSU and Alabama throwing for 400 or 500 yards. Fromm, we only need 280 from you, baby. 280.
Well, that Georgia defense going up against a freshman quarterback, like his 4 worst games have come against the best competition. That's Bo Nix. This Georgia defense is honestly, it might be one of the best, not only in the nation this year, but in the SEC the past 5-10 years.
Yeah, and the Fromm family going to be a little bit conflicted because Jake's younger brother, Tyler, is the tight end at Auburn. So mom's going to be in neutral colors. Let's see how Jeffrey, the Ed Schechter, picks the game.
Auburn, Georgia goes way back, way back. And there's nothing Auburn would like better than to ruin Georgia's chances of going to the playoffs. I think Auburn's going to do that. Take the 3 with the Tigers.
And that's how our experts see the game. Now it's time for you guys to be the expert and play our Ippolito's You Be the Expert contest.
This season, be sure to visit our website, playingtowin.tv, and take a shot to be #1 against all the competition by picking this week's college and NFL winners against the spread. We'll be giving away Ippolito's $100 and $50 gift certificates to each week's first and second place winners. So make sure you come back every week and prove your football IQ by being the best at predicting this week's college and NFL games. Ippolito's, a great neighborhood Italian restaurant.
All right, everybody, after the break, we switch gears to the NFL. The Falcons are feeling good right now after their big win. Can they beat another division opponent on the road? Our experts will weigh in next on football's Play to Win.
Today's show is being brought to you by your Georgia Drive Chevy dealers, Chevrolet, find new roads. This is It Barbecue and Atlanta Peach Movers.
It only happens once a year. It's always fun. It's Toyotathon at Beaver. Watch this. This is a limited time event, so put us on your list early. You simply cannot afford to miss this sale. You can shop 15 Toyota models with 0% financing or with lifetime warranty. You'll save thousands. It's the best time of year to buy a new Toyota. Why? Inventory levels drive up factory incentives, resulting in the lowest prices of the year. Simply put, I cut prices to the bone. Beaver, Toyota, and Cumming. We're here to wow you.
Oh my God. Try the new Buffalo Chicken Burrito at Moe's today.
We live with AT&T, and we are well past the honeymoon phase.
Occupado, Tom.
AT&T, what's this I hear about you advertising a 100% fiber network?
Only like a fraction of my customers can get that.
That's it?
You have such a glass half empty attitude.
The glass is more than half empty.
You need to relax, Tom.
Oh.
You need a little Tom time. You know, a little TT.
Stop living with AT&T. Switch to Xfinity today and ask about download speed up to 400 megabits per second or even faster up to 1 gig.
This Black Friday, the gift you really want is at Nissan's Black Friday event. Save big on our tech-filled lineup, like Rogue with available Safety Shield 360 or Altima with available intelligent all-wheel drive. Hurry in now. Get 0% financing for up to 72 months on 12 models or save up to $10,320 on select models.
Oh my God. Try the new Buffalo Chicken Burrito at Moe's today.
Today's Atlanta Falcons report is being brought to you by your Georgia Drive Chevy dealers, Chevrolet, find new roads.
Welcome back. I'm so excited to finally talk about the Falcons after marching in to New Orleans last week and handing the Saints a beating. They've got to try to pull it off again, this time just headed up the road to Charlotte to take on the Panthers. Right off the top, I want to talk about the Cam Newton situation, obviously welcoming a trade, looking like he maybe wants to go to the Bears, but regardless, out for the season.
Well, Cam Newton, his body is failing him right now, and it's just one of those things. Good for the Falcons. Thank you. Bye-bye, Cam. Because this is NFC South, so we want any competitive advantage that the Falcons can take, and Cam Newton has been a fierce competitor to the Falcons. So see you later, Cam. Get out the division.
Wow. Wow. That might really feel.
Yeah, right?
Can the Falcons sustain the pass rush?
Oh, yeah, no question, especially if they play with a lead, especially if you limit New Orleans like they did New Orleans and do Carolina with less than 50 yards rushing. They played ahead. They had an opportunity to get after them. So that's the recipe is, number one, give your offense a lot more plays because you stop them, so now they had an opportunity to rush the passer as the Falcons continue to score.
And a young quarterback, too, Kyle Allen. Like, the only thing that worries me is it's a winnable game for the Falcons. The 7 games he's played since Cam's been out, 3 wins at home, all 4 losses on the road. So
I've been saying for weeks
You
now.
have been.
I've been waiting to say this.
To say it.
Yeah, I'm like, why are you panicking? They haven't played any division games yet. They still can be viable if they win the division. And here we go. That's 1. Here come number 2.
That's the thing about the Falcons and the Saints.
Yeah.
Here come number 2.
Is this a guarantee?
This is a guarantee. This is number 2.
Takes today. Like
number 2.
It's not a guarantee unless you have a payoff. We'll talk about it off the air.
All right, off the air, guys. Let's hear how Jeffrey picks the game.
I thought I was dreaming last week when every time I looked at the Atlanta game, they were knocking Drew Brees down, making plays. The defense was fantastic, and it really did happen. So there is a decent team there. And I like Atlanta this week with the 6 points at Carolina. Go with the Falcons.
All right, guys, when we come back, Dr. Elamine checks in with his player injury report. Stay with us on Play to Win.
I love that one.
I love it.
I love them.
It's easy to fall in love with a new Chevy.
I love this one too.
And this month is the perfect time to see why.
Wow. I love it.
That's my next truck.
Find your reason to fall in love with a new Chevy and get a great deal all month long.
I love it. I'm gonna go buy a Chevy.
Get 20% below MSRP on all 2019 Silverado double cab pickups. That's over $97.50 on this Silverado. Or during the Black Friday sales event, get 20% below MSRP on other select 2019 models.
We've owned a few different houses through the years. Your company was absolutely the best. They were so professional. Everything they did, they didn't get a mark on a wall or anything else. It was clean, it was friendly, and it was fun. And most of the time, moving is not fun. I'm going to give a great recommendation to Atlanta Peach Movers. It's always on time and it's always professional. There is no tree in Atlanta Peach Movers.
To schedule your move, call Atlanta Peach Movers today.
When your psoriasis is bad, it can be hard to see what's possible. But the possibilities become clear with Taltz, the first and only treatment of its kind offering a chance at 100% clear skin. With Taltz, up to 90% of those with moderate to severe psoriasis saw a significant improvement of their psoriasis plaques. Some even saw 100% clear skin. Don't use if you're allergic to Taltz. Before starting, get checked for tuberculosis. Increased risk of infections and lower ability to fight them may occur. Tell your doctor about infections, symptoms, or if inflammatory bowel disease symptoms develop, worsen, or if you've had a vaccine or plan to. Serious allergic reactions can occur. See the possibilities. Ask your doctor about Taltz.
Come into Longhorn Steakhouse for steakhouse cuts. The mouth-watering New York strip, always popular Flo's Filet, and the limited-time 14-ounce Delmonico. That's how steak is done. Longhorn Steakhouse. You can't fake steak.
Today's Player, Medical, and Injury Report is being brought to you by the Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Institute.
Welcome back to Play to Win. Look, nobody likes to talk about injuries, but if we're going to do it, we got to do it with the expert himself, Dr. Elamine. He always has a way of breaking things down for us so we can understand what is going on. And we'll start off with Jacoby Brissett.
That's right. Actually, the quarterback for the Indianapolis Colts basically sustained an MCL injury to his knee.
What's the difference between the MCL and the ACL?
That's great. That's a great question. The MCL is the ligament sort of kind of an inside of the knee here, and basically prevents the knee from kind of opening up this way. Whereas the ACL is inside the knee, and that prevents you from twisting and from the bone from going forward. So big difference. The ACL is a worse injury to recover from. That usually takes a whole season, whereas the MCL, depending on how bad it is, could take 6 to 8 weeks. So I suppose he's still going to be out for a couple more weeks.
Oh, man. What about Adam Thielen?
Adam Thielen, that's the wide receiver from the Minnesota Vikings. He's actually dealing with what they call a hamstring injury. He kind of re-injured it twice now. That's the tendons that pretty much go in the back of the leg to help him run. So he's going to be out. This may linger for him for a good another couple of weeks. So I won't see him playing this week.
Now, I know a lot of the Falcons fans are wondering what is going on with Devontae Freeman.
Right, 'cause actually, against the St. Louis, against the New Orleans Saints, he basically injured his foot. We don't know exactly to what degree. Is it a Liz Frank injury? Is it just a sprain? We don't know, but he probably won't be here this week.
How long before we find out? What's
that's a good
the
question.
process for figuring out
Well,
what kind of foot
typically
injury?
what they need to do is they get x-rays on the field or
Mm-hmm.
in the stadium, which were pretty much negative for a fracture. Once you rule out a fracture, then you have to get an MRI to see if there's any ligament injuries. And once you have a ligament injury, is it really bad like Cam Newton's was, or is it sort of kind of just a sprain? And they haven't really told us much, and we'll pretty much see. But I think he's going to get back. He's a tough kid.
Well, I'm just so impatient, guys. So stick with us when we come back. It's time for the lightning round on Football's Play to Win.
Athletes of all levels experience more wear and tear than most. Stop playing through the pain. Get the proper medical attention you need from Dr. Elamine and the staff at the Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Institute. Our team includes specialists in many fields offering compassionate care and advanced treatments that will get you back in the game. From weekend warriors to athletes of all levels, we've got your back and shoulder and ankle and knee. Call today for an appointment or visit theshouldernation.com.
On or off the field, we all have rules to play by. But what happens after a serious car crash? When the insurance company won't play fair? At Montlick & Associates, we know injury law, and we know what it takes to win. After all, we've been winning in our field for over 35 years. If you've been injured, we're here to help. Simply dial #WIN from your cell phone for your free consultation. That's #946.
This Black Friday, the gift you really want is at Nissan's Black Friday event. Save big on our tech-filled lineup, like Rogue with available Safety Shield 360 or Altima with available intelligent all-wheel drive. Hurry in now. Get 0% financing for up to 72 months on 12 models or save up to $10,320 on select models.
This is Annie. And this is Annie paying back her friend for the tickets with Zelle before the previews start. And this is Annie getting ready to enjoy the show.
This is your right here, right now bank. This is Wells Fargo.
Today's lightning round is being brought to you by Moe's Southwest Grill. Come in today.
Welcome back, guys. It's the time we've all been waiting for, the lightning round with Jeffrey the Edge Schechter. Jeffrey, take us through these picks.
You know, there's other great quarterbacks in this country, and there's one in Navy, Malcolm Perry. He's terrific. He can run, he can pass. They're a 7.5-point underdog to Notre Dame this week. I like the Navy. Virginia Tech is improving. They had a good slow start. They're 6 over Georgia Tech, who's also improving, but I like Virginia Tech. Southern Cal's a disaster. They're going to Cal. Take the 6.5 with Cal. In the pros, you got Watson and Jackson, old rivals from the ACC. They go at it this week again. I like Houston with the 4 points. These are two excellent teams. I'm picking Minnesota every week, but they're giving me results. 10.5 over Denver. There should be no problem with that. That game will be over early. Give the 10.5. And Kansas City, I don't know what the story is with them. I think that Andy Reid's a little too cute. I like the Chargers with the 3.5 at home.
What you got against cute people?
Well, he don't look cute, but he plays cute.
Well, guys, I don't know about y'all. What are you doing today? I'm headed over to Charlotte to watch that Falcons-Panthers game.
Oh, can I tag along with you then?
You can't fit in my car.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Sit on the hood.
I'm about to go sit on the couch, watch the games all day.
Sometimes that's the best seat in the house, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in another week to Football's Play to Win. Of course, you've got to come find our podcast, Football's Play to Win. And of course, the conversation always continues online. We will see you all next week, 9 a.m., Saturday, Fox 5.
Today's show has been brought to you by Beaver Toyota. We're here to wow you. Montlick & Associates. Our attorneys know what it takes to win. And Xfinity.